In Springfield, the Greater Springfield Campaign of Nonviolence hosted its Walk for Nonviolence yesterday. It kicked off at around 2:30 in the afternoon at the Blessed Sacrament Church. It was followed by a rally featuring some guest speakers who were there. We spoke with Jane Virgilio, who is the chairperson of Greater Springfield's Campaign for Nonviolence, who tells us how she plans to help combat violence across the city.
But we are willing to come in and support neighborhoods if they want to try to do something to improve the safety in their neighborhoods. So we have to start with being aware as to what has gone on and to gather with them.
She tells us that the goal of the event was to have the community come together and remember those who have died by violence in Springfield.